Hermann Wilhelm Göring.
Die Anklagebehörde hat in ihren Schlussplädoyers die Verteidigung und ihre Beweisführung als völlig wertlos behandelt. Die unter Eid gemachten Ausführungen der Angeklagten wurden von ihr dort als absolut wahr angenommen, wo diese zur Stützung der Anklage dienen konnten. Aber im gleichen Augenblick als Meineid bezeichnet, wo diese Aussagen die Anklage widerlegten.
The prosecution uses the fact that I was the second man of the state as proof that I must have known everything that happened. But it does not present any documentary or other convincing proof in cases why I have denied under oath that I knew about certain things, much less desired them. Therefore, it's only an allegation and a conjecture when the prosecution says, who should have known that, if not Göring, who was the successor of the Führer? No state ever gave notice to the Reich at the proper time, pointing out that any activity for National Socialism would be made subject to punishment and persecution. On the other hand, if we, the leaders as individuals, are called to account and condemned, very well. But you cannot punish the German people at the same time. The German people placed their trust in the Führer, and under his authoritarian government, they had no influence on events. Without knowledge of the grave crimes which have become known today, the people, loyal, self-sacrificing and courageous, fought and suffered through the life and death struggle which had broken out against their will. The German people are free of guilt. I did not want a war, nor did I bring it about. I did everything to prevent it by negotiations. After it had broken out, I did everything to assure victory. Since the three greatest powers on earth, together with many other nations, were fighting against us, we finally succumbed to their tremendous superiority. I stand up for the things that I have done, but I deny most emphatically that my actions were dictated by the desire to subjugate foreign peoples by wars, to murder them, to rob them, or to enslave them, or to commit atrocities or crimes. The only motive which guided me was my ardent love for my people, its happiness, its freedom, and its life. And for this, I call on the Almighty.
Was wir beabsichtigten, war unsere elementarsten Daseinsbedingungen.
What we intended was to look after our elementary necessities of life. And in the same way that England looked after her own interests in order to make 1/5 of the world subject to her, and in the same way that the United States brought an entire continent and Russia brought the largest inland territory of the world under their hegemony. The only difference between the policies of these countries as compared with ours is that we demanded parcels of land such as Danzig and the corridor, which were taken from us against all rights, whereas the other powers are accustomed to thinking only in terms of continents.
Wilhelm Keitel.
Now, at the end of this trial, I want to present equally frankly the avowal and confession I have to make today. In the course of the trial, my defense counsel submitted two fundamental questions to me. The first one already some month ago. It was, in case of a victory, would you have refused to participate in any part of the success? I answered, no. I should certainly have been proud of it. The second question was, how would you act if you were in the same position again? My answer, then I would rather choose death than to let myself be drawn into the net of such pernicious methods. From these two answers, the High Tribunal may see my viewpoint.
Ich habe geirrt. Ich war nicht imstande zu verhindern, was hätte verhindert werden müssen. Das ist meine Schuld. Es ist tragend, einsehen zu müssen, dass das Beste, was ich als Soldat zu geben hatte, Gehorsam und Treue, für nicht erkennbare Absichten ausgenutzt wurde. Und dass ich nicht sah, dass auch der soldatischen Pflichterfüllung eine Grenze gesetzt ist. Das ist mein Schicksal. Möge aus der klaren Erkenntnis der Ursachen, der unheilvollen Methoden und der schrecklichen Folgen dieses Kriegsgeschehens für das deutsche Volk die Hoffnung erwachsen auf eine neue Zukunft in der Gemeinschaft der Völker.
Macht mich verantwortlich für die Konzentrationslager.
The prosecution holds me responsible for the concentration camps, for the destruction of Jewish life, for Einsatzgruppen and other things. All of this is neither in accord with the evidence nor with the truth. The accusers as well as the accused are exposed to the dangers of a summary proceeding. In the Jewish question, I was just as much deceived as other high officials. I never approved or tolerated the biological extermination of Jewry. The anti-Semitism found in party and state laws was still to be considered in time of war as an emergency defense measure. The anti-Semitism of Hitler, as we understand it today, was barbarism. I did not participate in either of these forms and maintain, as I shall show, that the discontinuance of the extermination of the Jews is to be traced to my influence on Hitler. I know only that in my belief in Adolf Hitler, I put all my strength at the disposal of my people. As a German soldier, I could only put myself at the service of the defense against those destructive forces which had once brought Germany close to the abyss, and which today, after the collapse of the Reich, are still threatening the world. If I have made mistakes in my work through a false conception of obedience, if I carried out orders, all of which, insofar as they are alleged to be cardinal orders, were issued before my time of office, then they are part of a fate which is stronger than myself and which is carrying me along with it.
Herr Präsident, meine Herren Richter.
Mr. President,
Hitler
may it please the tribunal. Hitler and the collapse of his system have brought a time of tremendous suffering upon the German people. The useless continuation of this war and the unnecessary destruction makes the work of reconstruction more difficult. Privation and misery have come to the German people. After this trial, the German people will despise and condemn Hitler as the proven author of its misfortune. But the world will learn from these happenings not only to hate dictatorship as a form of government, but to fear it. As a former minister of a highly developed armament system, it is my last duty to say the following. A new large-scale war will end with the destruction of human culture and civilization. Therefore, this trial must contribute towards preventing such degenerate wars in the future and towards establishing rules whereby human beings can live together. It is not the battles of war alone which shape the history of humanity, but also, in a higher sense, the cultural achievements which one day will become the common property of all humanity. A nation which believes in its future will never perish. May God protect Germany and the culture of the West.